Peace, everybody. This is Brother Ravana Noon. Yes, I'm still having my live lecture tomorrow on dating and relationships in the left-hand path. If you're on the left-hand path, you might want to tune in for that. It was a topic that was sparked from discussion with a individual who made a good and valid point how interesting or difficult it can be dating while you are a left-hand path practitioner. So we're going to discuss that tomorrow. However, today, I just wanted to go over several things. Why I don't normally do spells for people. If you hit me up on Instagram, which is the only social media I have and the only one I will have, under the same title, Dark Cultist 99, and you ask me to do a love spell for you, do not get upset if I ask you a million questions before I even decide to do the spell, or that when I do the spell, I receive certain information from spirits that say, this is not beneficial. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I normally do not charge a red cent for a spell, a red cent for anything. Why? Because I normally do not do it. And two, if I have the ingredients myself, then I can do it for you. The only time I will charge is if I don't have the ingredients myself. But that's rare. And secondly, I don't do it because most love spells are full of shit. And let me tell you what I mean by that. If an individual contacts me, and I'm first thing I'm going to ask is, why aren't you guys together? And you can't really give me an answer, I know you're full of shit. Let me explain why I say you're full of shit. You're full of shit because you're trying to force somebody to love you who very well may not want to be with you, but now you're going to bind them and force them to be with you. The fucking problem is not the guy. The problem is you have a serious issue within yourself, or vice versa, as a guy and you're trying to put a love spell on a woman. You have a serious issue or issues within yourself you have not dealt with, so this is why the individual broke up with you. This is not particularly just one person. This is multiple people have had to decline or break down some stuff to them about their issue or their relationship before I even consider doing a spell. Now, I can see if an accident occurred or something happened that caused a distance between y'all. But 9 times out of 10, if a person leaves you, it's because they wanted to. Why do you want this person back? I ask this seriously. Why do you want this person back if they left you? And then you're going to come up with every excuse why they left you other than looking at the normal. 9 times out of 10, if a guy leaves you, it's because he wanted to. Regardless of the reason he gives you, the excuses he makes up, which 9 times out of 10, those excuses are based upon not wanting to hurt your feelings even worse. And it's been months to a year or two that the person has broke up with you and has not come back after a year or two or months or whatever. It's because they don't want to. They don't want to because you have a fucking issue. An issue that affects the relationships, affects the communication, affects the interaction between you two. Deal with your personal issue. That's what's most important. So if I tell you I'm going to help you, and then I go and work my so to speak, communication with the spirits, and I feel within myself, because my spirits are coming from my DNA upward, and I feel within myself that this shit is bullshit, and it's been a long time since y'all been together, then I understand at that very moment, and the spirits will communicate, and those who know who work with spirits, the spirits speak loudly, will say, this is some dumbass shit. Deal with your personal issues and stop trying to force someone to love you who very well may not love you no more, regardless if you're still in communication with them, regardless if you guys are still so-called friends or not. They broke up because they didn't want to be with you. If you understand that and deal with that reality, then you can go forward and start healing yourself and dealing with your personal issues and problems. Until you deal with that, you're going to be in a state of disillusion and emotions and try to force someone to love you. And if you especially use black magic to bind that person to love you, they don't or will not love you based on their own free will. They are basically a slave to you. Okay? Their free will is shot. It's gone. They're not really loving you. They're loving you because you're forcing them to. I do not deal with white magic, as people would call it. I label it fluffy magic. Okay? That fluffy, oh, everything is love and the gods and goddesses love you and let's work with nature and stick a finger in nature's ass and we will be rewarded bullshit. I'm on a left-hand path, a master of self. I work the vampiric magic aspect, predatory spiritual nature. I believe that there is masters and slaves in society or masters and servants in society. I do not believe that everybody is equal. Cut that bullshit out. I have a Sith mentality. Although you may think Sith is fictional, mythological, created by George Lucas, it has its basis in the Temple of Set in ancient Kemet and even the present day Temple of Set. If you understand that, you understand that it's not so fictional as you think. That the philosophies are very similar. That as a Sith, the Sith are about mastery of self. As a Sith, it's about taking control over self and manipulating the universe or the physical existence that you're in and the objective universe around you to do your bidding. So I have no problem binding someone if that's what I really want to do. But to come to me and ask me to do this, and then you give me 1,000 different answers and 1,000 different reasons, but never pinpoint why they exactly left you, I can't roll with you like that. I don't care how many of y'all keep asking me to do this. I just can't. And every time I'm going to go bring it to my spirit, bring it to my true self, get the answers. If I feel bullshit, I'm going to address you and say, you got to work on your own shit before I do any spell. You got to deal with your own personal problems. Because guess what? Just because you get this person binded and they're your puppy and slave and servant and just walking around like a zombie, does not mean your issues have disappeared. Those issues will surface again and fuck up something else in your life. But you under the illusion, I just want to be happy and this person can make me happy. Let me repeat this again, and I've said this over and over on these videos. No one can make you happy but yourself. You can share that happiness with others, and if you're with your partner, you both share in that happiness, but you cannot expect an external thing to bring happiness to you. Your happiness has to already be dwelling within you. Understand that fact when you go forth. The delusion is overwhelming when I deal with people. This is why 90% of my videos are dealing with how to master yourself, how to master and overcome your issues, and be a god over self. This is what I do. If you hit me up, then I understand you're hitting me up on some desperate feeling or emotion that because I deal with the dark sorcery or dark energies, that I'm going to come to your rescue. And that's not the case. Because my first objective is always to give you the key to master yourself. I can't do it for you. I can only pass you the key, give you the ingredients. You have to work it to master yourself. Once you master yourself, all the things you want and desire will start coming to you. If it's what you need in your life. Let me specify. All the things you want and desire will start coming to you once you master yourself. If it's in fact what you need in your life. If it ain't what you need in your life, you ain't gonna get it. I don't care how many rituals you do. It ain't what you need. You have to understand, yes, you can force nature, you can force things, that's fine. But if it's not what you really need, your true self is gonna make sure that you don't get that shit. Because you don't need it. Okay? So, please, people, deal with that crap. Like, really deal with these personal issues y'all may have. Really, go inward and deal with it. It is really disgusting to see the state of mind that many people are in. Especially our melanated people. Where we have no direction or goal in life other than to be a star, a dancer, or this or that. We always escape to things. I'm on Instagram and it's like a million people want to be a bruja, a brujo, a sorcerer, a wizard, a witch. You can be what you want to be. But if your shit is not focused on a large part on mastering yourself and being a god of yourself, what difference does it make? Just because you're a bruja, a brujo, or a witch, or whatever, and you still believe in some god and angels, you just as programmed and just as religious as if you were still a Christian. There is no difference. You're just as programmed. You just do things more dealing with the occult, but you still believe in spooked things, spooked deity, spooked concepts that cannot be verified. And don't tell me God or Jesus came to you as a witch or brujo or brujeria. Brujo or bruja, if you're dealing in brujeria or witchcraft or whatever, because you sound just as spooky as a Christian. God spoke to me. Jesus spoke to me. Your mind can create what the hell you want to see. And spirits can tap into that vibrational frequency and appear to you as what you want to see. But it's the spirit manipulating your ass, not some god or goddess or angels. If you really into witchcraft and you still into this religious motif, you really are just a Christian or whatever else, just incorporating some occult methods and practices, specifically witchcraft. You're still Christian. You're still brainwashing. You're still programming control. I don't give a damn how witch you are. I don't give a damn if this offends every witch on Instagram. I'm not here to be liked. Like I said a few minutes ago, I'm here to share a key with you for you to master yourself and be the God over yourself. If you a God, you don't worship other gods. You don't bow and grovel down to other gods. If you're a sovereign ruler over self, you take control over self. This is why the nation of gods and earth were super ahead of time when they said, I self, Lord and Master. Sure, here come the Moors yelling in my ear, yeah, but that comes from Noble Drew Ali and I self, law and master. I don't give a damn who or what originated from. The way the nation of gods and earths broke it down is the way I feel is the most powerful statement made out of those 120 lessons. The 120 plus lessons, let me correct that. The supreme alphabet, supreme mathematics. Let me correct myself. That is one of the most potent of all those 120 plus lessons in mathematics and alphabet. I, self, Lord, and Master. You, the I. Also relating to the I. Your inner I, awakening. The self. Taking control over the self. You, the individual, the self. And not so much worried about some spooked out deity, spooked out beings flying with wings called angels, or spooked out African deities where you can't even see them. And then you code them and hide them behind Catholic statues. You're in the year 2018. You're not in slavery anymore. The reason why it was hid behind the imagery of a Catholic statue was why? Because you were in slavery and you hid it behind a statue to hide the teachings and the philosophy and the concepts of, let's say, Shango with Santa Barbara. Okay? Let's deal with that. If you're still using Catholic imagery, you're a fucking religious fool. I don't give a fuck how African you think you are, how special you think you are, how powerful you think you are. Your mind is still fucked up because you're still birthing that European concept and mentality of religion. You don't need that shit anymore, so throw it out. But you won't, and you can't, because you're really not a master or lord over yourself, a god over yourself, because you're still controlled mentally. You're still controlled to the fact that you can't let it go so bad because it's tradition. And tradition can fuck you in the ass without grease. Personally, tradition is a system of control too. I don't care who I'm offending today because it's ridiculous the stuff I see on Instagram. It's ridiculous the stuff I've dealt with in social media from years ago. I'm not a new jack to this. I may be new to you, but there's many people who can verify I've been walking this spiritual occult path since 1989, folks. I'm not a youngster. I've been into this stuff far longer than some of y'all were even alive. I've dealt with magic far longer than some of y'all even took a breath. I don't walk circles, been in organizations, sacred societies, secret organizations, whatever you call it. I've seen the stuff from within. There's people who can verify that. I don't care if you agree or accept or believe me. It's irrelevant. You're not walking in my shoes. I'm not trying to walk in yours. I'm my own God, my own master. But I share from what I see because there's people out there being manipulated by people who can promise you, oh, I'm going to get this man back for you. Yeah, you get the man back, but the man is a goddamn zombie. So you'd rather, it's better than not to have the motherfucker back doing a love potion. People, if you're really about witchcraft, if you really want to help somebody, give them the key to master themselves. Show them how to do that shit themselves. Oh, you won't. I know why you won't do it and show them how to do the spell themselves, because then they won't need you. And you can't pimp nobody no more for that money. You won't pimp people anymore for that money. This is why I own my own businesses. So I'm not relying on customers or clients to do spells for them and charge $150 to $700 to do love spells. I don't need that. I'm going to give you the key to show you how to do it yourself. But before I even show you how to do that for yourself, I'm going to question you about yourself so you can start waking up and taking control of yourself as a god. Stop with the crap, people. Be the master over self and stop pumping people without using grease. So yes, the 5%ers were super on point. The nation gods of earth were super on point and still are super on point. But you may not accept that. You may not like that reality, but it's true. Are you a self? Are you really a master over yourself? Are you a lord over yourself? Are you a god over yourself? Or are you still playing games with yourself? I just gotta ask. I gotta ask these questions. Because years ago, I was a part of organizations, particularly certain black organizations, and I saw how the leader would pimp the hell out of his people, call you a god in 1 minute, but then tell you he's the greatest god and you can't do it without him. I've been manipulated. I saw the manipulation. I don't feel like I need to manipulate anybody. I'm going to give you share the key with you so you can learn to control your bullshit. Master your bullshit. Overcome your bullshit to be the Lord and master over self. That's the reality. But unfortunately, y'all don't want to hear it. You may not like it. It may offend you. It may make you angry or sad that I said any of this. It may make you upset that I'm telling people to master themselves and stop being manipulated. Because that's what you're used to doing to people. Okay, this may upset you. Like, this may really upset you. Who is the original man? According to the nation of gods and earth, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, and God of the universe. You may agree with that or not, but break it down. Don't just agree with it because you hear the word Asiatic in there and you want to say, I'm African, I'm African, I'm African. That's fine. Really break it down. What is it saying? The original, the melanated man and woman is the original. The maker of this universe. How did the original man make this universe? Through your mind. You created this universe through your mind, and you still create this universe through your subjective universe affecting your objective universe. The problem is you've been taught how not to be in control of your subjective universe. No one has really come and shared, or a lot of people are not sharing with you the key on how to create from your subjective universe to create an objective universe. You're the cream of the planet Earth. That means you have the seminal fluid. And the woman has the yoni to receive that seminal fluid and make it, mold it, shape it into a human life. But the cream is necessary for that human life. One cannot work without the other, even if you artificially inseminate. You need it, both. Father, and I like to throw in mother of civilization, father and mother of civilization, and the God of your own universe. You are the God of your own universe. You create your universe every day. So any problems you deal with in life, you self-created that. Learn to master that and stop being a fool, people. Be the master over self. Be the God over self. I just wanted to share that. So join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. on YouTube Live, Dark Occultist 99, aka Ravana Noon, on my YouTube channel, Dark Occultist 99, and the discussion will be dating and relationships on the left-hand path. Peace.